Hello students, today we will discuss the last topics of electrostatics and electromagnetism. Hope you understand different concepts regarding the electromagnetism, that is Laplace law, Biot-Savart law, field patterns, next different types of fluxes, leakage flux, coefficient of flux, leakage coefficient, different other concepts and comparison between electric circuit and magnetic circuit. Most important question in this chapter. In the previous period, we have discussed how to solve problems on simple magnetic circuits, comparison between magnetic circuits and electric circuits, the effect of air gap in magnetic circuit, about leakage flux and leakage coefficient, expression for lifting power of magnet, classification of magnetic materials. Okay, once again I am repeating. In previous periods, we have discussed some of the concepts regarding the comparison between magnetic circuit and electric circuit, the effect of air gap in a magnetic circuit, about leakage flux, leakage coefficient, expression for lifting power of magnet, classification of magnetic materials. Okay. On completion of this class, you should be able to know about definitions of magnetic materials such as ferromagnetic, paramagnetic, diamagnetic and ferrimagnetic. Last but not the least, antiferromagnetic. It is a very vast subject, but we have only 4 parts: ferro, para, dia, ferri. Definitions of soft and hard magnetic materials. Examples of soft and hard magnetic materials. Importance of magnetic materials used in the electrical and electronic industry. Effect of temperature on magnetism. Definition of Curie point. These are the various concepts which we discussed today. Okay. First of all, today we learn about the ferromagnetic materials. Definition of ferromagnetic materials is the magnetic materials whose relative permeability is much greater than unity are known as ferromagnetic materials. The magnetic materials whose relative permeability is much greater than unity are known as ferromagnetic materials. These materials are strongly attracted by a magnet. See here, the day-to-day magnets are made up of or different kinds of substances like ferromagnetic materials. These are the only source of magnet which we used in our day-to-day life. Here the relative permeability is much greater than unity, that is mu r greater than 1, which are known as ferromagnetic materials. By this property, these materials are strongly attracted by a magnet. They are able to retain their magnetic properties after the external field has been removed. A good property of ferromagnetic materials are they are able to retain their magnetic properties after the external field which has been removed. Examples for ferromagnetic materials are iron, nickel, cobalt, steel, etc. Okay, simple concept, that is ferromagnetic materials. These are the magnetic materials which we are using in our day-to-day life, in which relative permeability is much greater than unity. that is nothing but the ferromagnetic materials. These materials are strongly attracted by a magnet. They are able to retain their magnetic properties. They are able to retain their magnetic properties after the external field has been removed. They are able to retain their magnetic properties after the external field has been removed. Example for ferromagnetic materials are iron, nickel, cobalt, steel, etc. Okay, most important question. It is observed in many regular examinations. Next one is paramagnetic materials definition. The magnetic materials whose relative permeability is slightly greater than unity are known as paramagnetic materials. It is next to ferromagnetic, that is paramagnetic, because its relative permeability is slightly greater than unity, because they are weakly attracted by a magnet, and these materials are slightly magnetized when placed in a strong magnetic field. These materials are slightly magnetized when placed in a strong magnetic field and act in the direction of the magnetic field, and they do not retain the magnetic properties when the external field is removed. This is the drawback of paramagnetic, that is, they do not retain the magnetic properties when the external field is removed. Next example, aluminium, magnesium, manganese, platinum, tin, lithium, tantalum, etc. are the some of the paramagnetic materials. Okay, once again I am repeating, please have a glance of that. The magnetic materials whose relative permeability is slightly greater than unity and are known as paramagnetic materials. They are weakly attracted by a magnet. These materials are slightly magnetized when placed in a strong magnetic field and act in the direction of magnetic field. Okay, most drawback of paramagnetic materials are they do not retain in the magnetic properties when the external field is removed. Examples: aluminium, magnesium, manganese, platinum, tin, lithium, tantalum, etc. These are the some important paramagnetic materials which we are used in our daily life. Okay, slight difference between the ferro and paramagnetic is thus relative permeability is greater than the unity in ferro, but in paramagnetic this relative permeability is slightly greater than unity. Okay, this is the major difference, and major drawback of paramagnetic is they do not retain the magnetic properties when external field is removed. In that ferromagnetic we have they are able to retain their magnetic properties after the external field has been removed. Okay, this is the important concept of para and ferro. Next one is diamagnetic materials. First of all, definition: the magnetic material whose relative permeability is slightly less than unity is known as diamagnetic material. It is slightly difference between the ferro and para. This is totally confused manner, that is, the magnetic material whose relative permeability is slightly less than unity, that is, magnetic concept is totally dismissed in the diamagnetic materials. They are easily repelled by the magnet. These materials are slightly magnetized when placed in a strong magnetized form and act in the direction opposite to that of the applied magnetic field. Okay, these materials are slightly magnetized when placed in a strong magnetic field and act in the direction opposite to that of applied magnetic field. They do not retain the magnetic properties when the external field is removed. They do not retain the magnetic properties when the external field is removed. Examples for that is bismuth, copper, gold, silver, antimony, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. These are the most important examples for the diamagnetic materials. These are different from the ferro and the para. The examples for that is bismuth, copper, gold, silver, antimony, hydrogen, nitrogen, and etc. Okay, once again I am repeating, please have a glance of that. The magnetic material whose relative permeability is slightly less than unity is known as diamagnetic materials. They are repelled by a magnet. These materials are slightly magnetized when placed in a strong magnetic field and act in the direction opposite to that of the applied magnetic field. They do not retain the magnetic properties when the external field is removed. Examples for that is bismuth, copper, gold, silver, antimony, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. Okay. Next one is ferrimagnetic materials. Some ceramic materials exhibit net magnetization. Here we have a new concept, that is ceramic materials. Ceramic material means we are using the ceramic materials for making pickles, like that. Next, for drinking tea, coffee, we are taking these ceramic materials which exhibits net magnetization. These ceramics are called ferrites and the effect is known as ferrimagnetism. Okay, examples for ferrimagnetic materials are Fe304, NiFe2O4, MnMFe2O4. These are the various examples for ferrimagnetic materials. These ceramics are called ferrites and the effect is known as ferrimagnetism. Fe3O4, NiFe2O4, MnMFe2O4 are the examples for ferrimagnetic materials. Next, here we have a good concept that soft magnetic materials, that is most important question, that is the magnetic materials that are easy to magnetize and demagnetize are called soft magnetic materials. Simple definition, that is the magnetic materials that are easy to magnetize and demagnetize are called soft magnetic materials. The application of small value of magnetic field produces a large value of magnetization. Here it has a good concept, that is the application of small value of magnetic field produces large value of magnetization. Simple theory. We have given a small thing to someone, but after some more changes in it, it is having more number of value than which has given in the before time. It is nothing but the soft magnetic materials. Figure below. Here shown the typical narrow hysteresis loop for soft magnetic materials. Once again I am repeating the definition for soft magnetic materials, that is the magnetic materials that are easy to magnetize and demagnetize are called soft magnetic materials. The application of small value of magnetic field produces a large value of magnetization. Figure below shown a typical narrow hysteresis loop for soft magnetic materials. Okay, the magnetic materials that are easy to magnetize and demagnetize are called soft magnetic materials. Here figure shows the hysteresis loop for the soft magnetic materials. See here I have shown two diagrams, that is one is practical representation and other one is theoretical representation. We have a clear cut idea of that BH curve, that is magnetism and field intensity. Okay, next one, applications of soft magnetic materials. The following are the Applications of soft magnetic materials. They are used in industries, telephones, receivers, relays, etc. Next one, they are used for the construction of core plates of transformers. They are used to make electromagnets for electrical machines. They are used to make electromagnets for electrical machines. Okay, the following are the applications of soft magnetic materials. They are used in industries like telephones, receivers, relays, etc. They are used for the construction of core plates of transformers. They are used to make electromagnets for electrical machines. Next, hard magnetic materials. The magnetic materials that are difficult to magnetize and demagnetize are called hard magnetic materials. Simple definition, it is opposite to the soft magnetic material, that is the magnetic materials that are difficult to magnetize and demagnetize are called hard magnetic materials. It is difficult to magnetize a hard magnetic material. Below figure shows the typical hysteresis loop for hard magnetic material. Below figure shows the typical hysteresis loop for the hard magnetic material. After that, we have a small diagrammatic representation of the hysteresis loop of hard magnetic material. See here, it is a theoretical representation as well as it is a practical representation. One is different from other, and I have depicted two soft and hard magnetic materials values in a single diagram. Green one represents the soft one and magenta color represents the hard magnetic materials. Okay, it is the most important diagram. See, one have a glance of it. See also this one also. These are the most important diagrams. Next one is applications of hard magnetic materials. The following are the applications of hard magnetic materials. They are used for making permanent magnets which are used in electrical machines. They are used for making permanent magnets which are used in electrical machines. Next, they are used in electrical measuring instruments such as galvanometer, ammeter, voltmeter, wattmeter, etc. They are used in telephones, clocks, etc. Next, they are used in loudspeakers of audio systems, lightweight earphones, hearing aids, computer peripherals, etc. They are used in automatic automobiles for steering, wiper, fan motors, etc. Because they are difficult to magnetize. The only concept is the materials which is having difficulty property of magnetization and demagnetization is known as hard magnetic material. So that these are the main applications. Once again I am repeating, they are used for making permanent magnets which are used in electrical machines. They are used in electrical measuring instruments such as galvanometer, ammeter, voltmeter, wattmeter, etc. They are used in telephones, clocks, etc. They are used in loudspeakers of audio systems, lightweight earphones, hearing aids, computer peripherals, etc. They are used in automobiles for steering, wiper, fan motors, etc. Next, distinguish between soft and hard magnetic material. It is the most important concept and most important question in our previous examinations also. Okay, first of all, I have drawn two sections. One is soft magnetic material and hard magnetic materials. I will be explaining one by one. Please have a glance of it. First one is the materials whose having the easy to magnetize and demagnetize property is nothing but the soft magnetic material. Those materials which are difficult to magnetize and demagnetize are called hard magnetic materials. They have low hysteresis loss due to small hysteric loop area. They have large hysteresis loss due to large hysteresis loop area. They have low residual magnetism. They have high residual magnetism. Next, magnetic energy stored is less. Next, magnetic energy stored is high because of demagnetization and magnetization is difficult. They have low coercive force. They have high coercive force. They have high permeability. They have low permeability. Examples are soft iron, silicon steel, nickel iron alloys, and soft ferrites, etc. Examples of hard magnetic materials are carbon steel, tungsten steel, cobalt steel, alnico, that is aluminum, nickel, cobalt, and hard ferrites, etc. These are the differences between soft and hard. I am clearly explain it. See, the materials which is having magnetized and demagnetized property in a easily manner is nothing but the soft magnetic material. The materials which are difficult to magnetize and demagnetize are called hard magnetic materials. Here, due to the low hysteresis loop, they are having low hysteresis loss. In this, they have large hysteresis loss due to large hysteresis loop area. In this low hysteresis loop, we have eddy current loss is also less. Here it is having large, so eddy current loss is also high. They have low residual magnetism and they have high residual magnetism. Next, magnetic energy stored is less, magnetic energy stored is high. They have low coercive force, they have high coercive force. Next, they have high permeability, they have low permeability. Examples: soft iron, silicon steel, nickel iron, alloys, and soft ferrites. Examples: carbon steel, tungsten steel, cobalt steel, alnico, it is an alloy. Next, hard ferrites, etc. Next, this is the important question, that is soft magnetic materials. Examples for soft magnetic materials are soft iron, silicon steel, nickel iron alloys, and soft ferrites, etc. Already we learned, but it is already entered in our question manual, so we have some glance of it. So soft iron, silicon steel, nickel iron alloy, soft ferrites, etc. Next, example of hard magnetic materials are carbon, steel, tungsten steel, cobalt steel, alnico, and hard ferrites. Carbon, steel, tungsten steel, cobalt steel, alnico, and hard ferrites. These are the examples for hard magnetic materials. Okay, these two are important. These have a good variety of concepts in the magnetic materials. Okay, next, important magnetic materials used in the electrical and electronic industry. Ferromagnetic materials are the most important magnetic materials which used in the electrical and electronics. Okay, most important material is ferromagnetic material. Okay, they are easily and strongly magnetized in the same direction as the field. Good property of ferromagnetic materials is they are easily and strongly magnetized in the same direction as the field which is traveling. They have high value of relative permeability from 50 to 5000, that is, they conduct magnetic flux 50 to 5000 times more easily than air. They have high value of relative permeability from 50 to 5000, that is, they conduct magnetic flux 50 to 5000 times more easily than air. Okay, most important material which we are using in electrical and electronic industry is ferromagnetic materials because of the property that they are easily and strongly magnetized in the same direction as the field. Okay, they are easily and strongly magnetized. This is the important property of ferromagnetic materials. Next to that, most commonly used ferromagnetic materials are iron, steel, nickel, cobalt, etc. First one is iron, steel, nickel, cobalt. Commercial types of magnetic materials or alloys such as alnico, permalloy, and supermalloy are the different types of alloys which we can use in our electrical and electronic industry. First of all, alnico, that is aluminium, nickel, and cobalt. Permalloy and supermalloy, that is more number of alloy materials constitute the permalloy, and double the permalloy means supermalloy. Note that diamagnetic materials are unimportant for electric engineering materials and applications. Next, important properties of magnetic materials. Okay, below table shows the magnetic materials or properties of soft and hard magnetic materials. That is, first one, magnetic property, soft iron, hard steel. Hysteresis loop is for soft iron it is narrow, for hard steel it is large. Retentivity is high for soft iron and high for hard steel. Coercivity for soft iron is low, hard steel is high. Saturation flux density is high for soft iron, good for hard steel. Next, effect of temperature on magnetism. When a magnetic material is heated, its molecules vibrate more violently. Okay, good thing, that is, when a magnetic material is heated, its molecules vibrate more violently, then the property of magnetism can be reduced or it may be disappeared also. It is clearly explained below, that is, if the temperature increased, further individual molecular magnets get out of alignment. See here, we have more number of bearings in our bikes or in any automobile, or that is cars, lorries, next buses. When we have more number of work on it, the automatically the balls present in the bearings can be removed from the materials. It is constituted due to the effect of temperature. That is, the alignment of that bearings can be changed, and that having more number of problem in the day to day, and it may be gets damaged due to the alignment of the substance also. At sufficiently high temperature, the magnetic property of the substance suddenly disappears. It can loses its magnetism also. Okay, most or major drawback of temperature is the magnetic property may be deleted from that magnetism material also. Next one, Curie point. It is the most important definition for 2 marks. Curie point is a characteristic property of the ferromagnetic or piezoelectric material. It is also a other concept, that is Curie point. It is a characteristic property of a ferromagnetic or piezoelectric material. The Curie point, TC or Curie temperature, is a term in physics and material science named after Pierre Curie from 1859 to 1906. He is a scientist who developed this theory or who gets out this property from the ferromagnetic or piezoelectric material, and the property is named after him as Curie point or piezoelectric point. Okay, he is a scientist in physics and materialistic science. It is defined as, that is, Curie temperature or Curie point is defined as the temperature at which ferromagnetic material completely loses its ferromagnetics and become paramagnetic is nothing but the Curie point. Simple definition. The temperature at which a ferromagnetic material completely loses its ferromagnetism and become paramagnetic is nothing but the Curie point. Next, here I have shown the simple concept of Curie point, that is the combination of paramagnetism with ferromagnetism leads to the magnetization following a hysteresis curve with the applied field strength as shown in figure. Okay, the combination of paramagnetism and ferromagnetism leads to the hysteresis curve with the applied field strength as shown in the figure. The figure is also clearly explained. The wave which has not evenly spread on the x-axis first quadrant and the x-axis third quadrant, and in first quadrant we have a light shade of the line, that is nothing but the Curie point. Next, some of the selected materials having the Curie temperatures I have shown in a table. Kindly have a glance of it, and it may be used in your ESET exam. Please have a look of it. Material, that is gadolinium, it is having 16 degrees of Curie temperature. Nd2Fe12b, that is having 312 Curie temperature. Nickel 358 Curie temperature. BaO 6Fe2O3, it is having 469 Curie temperature. Cobalt 1117, Alnico 5, it is having 900 degrees Celsius. Cunico, it is having 855 Curie temperature. Alnico 1, 780 Curie temperature. CO2SM, it is having 747 Curie temperature. In all these materials, only cobalt is having 1117 Curie temperature degree Celsius. It is a compulsory question in your ESET. Maybe any one of that can be asked in your exam also. Next, an important definition is magnetostriction. Magnetostriction is a property of ferromagnetic material that causes them to change their shape when subjected to a magnetic material. See, simple thing, that is magnetostriction. It is a property of the ferromagnetic material that causes them to change their shape when subjected to the magnetic field. See here, when we pour hot water in the plastic bottle, it changes its shape. Like that also, it is having a property, that magnetic material having a property, that magnetostriction. That ferromagnetic material that causes them to change their shape when subjected to a magnetic field, that is nothing but the magnetostriction. Next, summary of that, all the things which we learned in our today's class, that is the ferromagnetic materials are classified into two types. First one, soft and hard magnetic materials. We have already learned the different definitions of soft and hard and examples for the soft and hard also. Next to that, the properties and applications and properties, examples and applications of soft magnetic materials are also discussed in this section. Next to that, we have quiz on the today's class, that is the Curie temperature for iron is, that is 200 degrees Celsius, 250 degrees Celsius, 770 and none of the above. Okay, I am checking that is 771. Okay, answer for that is Curie temperature for iron is 771 degrees Celsius. Next question, the Curie temperature for nickel is 358 degrees Celsius, 16 degrees Celsius, 771 degrees Celsius and none of the above. It is simple, that is A, that is 358 degrees Celsius. Curie temperature for nickel is 358 degrees Celsius. Next one, the following types magnetic material is having very weak and negative susceptibility to magnetic materials, that is A, ferromagnetic materials, B, diamagnetic materials, C, Paramagnetic materials, D, none of the above. Kindly observe it and give a correct answer. That is the following type magnetic materials which is having very weak and negative susceptibility to magnetic fields is P, diamagnetic materials. Okay, which is having no magnetic properties, diamagnetic materials. Next one, the following type of magnetic materials having small and positive susceptibility to magnetic fields. It is also very so simple, that is ferromagnetic materials, diamagnetic materials, paramagnetic, and none of the above, that is paramagnetic materials. Clearly the following type having magnetic materials having small and positive susceptibility to magnetic field is diamagnetic materials. Sorry, paramagnetic materials, that is C is the correct answer. Next, the material copper which exhibits the following type of magnetism: ferro, next B dia, C para, D none of the above. C, that is the material copper exhibits the paramagnetic material. Okay, that is C is the correct answer. The following is not the property of soft magnetic material, that is high relative permeability, low coercive force, low residual magnetism, low resistivity. Not the property is simply C, low residual magnetism. Next one, the following is not the soft iron material, that is A, wrought iron, B, silicon steel, C, soft ferrites, D, cobalt steel. Obviously the answer for this is A, wrought iron. Following is not the soft magnetic material is wrought iron. Next, the electromagnetic on a crane at a scrap yard is an example of. The electromagnetic magnet on a crane at a scrap yard is an example for A, AC application of soft magnetic, B, DC application of soft magnetic, C, both AC and DC application of soft magnetic, D, none. On the crane of scrapyard, that is both AC and DC application of soft magnet, that is C is the correct answer for that. Next, the following is the not the property of hard magnetic material. First one, high retentivity, high coercivity, high permeability, strong magnetic reluctance. That is the correct one is high permeability is the not the property of hard magnetic material. Next is the following is not the hard magnetic material, that is carbon steel, tungsten steel, cobalt steel, soft ferrites. Clearly we are having a clear cut answer, that is the following is not the hard magnetic material is D, soft ferrites. Simple, soft ferrites, D is the correct answer. Next one, the following is the not the applications of hard magnetic material, that is loudspeakers, robotics, electromagnetics at scrapyard, next washing machines. Clearly it is that electromagnet at scrapyard is the application, not the application of soft hard magnetic material. Next, here I have given some frequently asked questions that define magnetic materials: ferro, para, dia, ferrimagnetic. Simple concepts. It can be asked in a different manner also. Only two, only one also. Please have a idea on it also. Define soft and hard magnetic materials. Define soft and hard magnetic materials. Next, list the examples of soft and hard magnetic materials. Next to that, Curie point. Next, effect of temperature on magnetism. List the important magnetic materials used in the electrical and electronic industry. Okay, see, all the questions must be answered clearly and correctly. Based upon the marks, we want to write the answer. For 2 marks, we want to write only 2 marks type. For 10 marks, we want to write as like that of the 10 marks. Okay. Thank you for listening this. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Don't hesitate to ask us. Thank you for listening my lecture. Please study all the concepts of magnetic materials and different types of materials also, and write the assignment, that is frequently asked questions, and submit in the next class. Thank you for hearing my class.